Hi team, today we're talking about the much maligned potato. Are potatoes good for you? Well, yes, they're high in vitamin C, they're high in potassium, they've got a good amount of fiber, but there's two things you need to know. One is they are high glycemic. So on the glycemic index, which is a little bit old fashioned now, but there'd be a good 80 to 90 as opposed to, let's say, a kumara, which would be 45 to 60. So what does that mean? It means that the starch or the glucose in a potato is released into your bloodstream more quickly, which for women over a certain age can be a problem because as our estrogen levels drop, we overreact to that glucose and it stops us burning fat as a fuel. So I advise the ladies in the Outlook program not to eat potato, particularly not at night, for that reason. The exception to this are the really waxy potatoes, like, I love the Jersey Benets, they're beautiful, and all of the waxy potatoes are a little bit lower glycemic. The other way around it is if you cook a potato and then you eat it cold, that's going to reduce its glycemic index to somewhere around 60. So it's still higher than the average kumara, but it's not bad. When you reheat it, it'll go up a little bit, like 65 to 70. And that's because when you cook it, you change the starches. And a lot of the starch becomes resistant, which means it doesn't get absorbed into your bloodstream. It actually feeds the good gut bugs in your microbiome, which is a good thing. It's what we want. The other problem with potatoes is it's not the poor potato, it's what we do to them. If we had 150 grams of potato, this one, actually it doesn't look very big, does it? But this is nearly 200 grams. I weighed it just before, it's 195. If we took this potato and we baked it, it would be about 130 calories, which is fine. That's what I'd do. And I'd put a blob of hummus or something similar on it. Or you might put cottage cheese if you eat dairy on it. But for most people, if you take this potato and you put butter and cheese and maybe a dollop of sour cream, suddenly what was 130 calories is 450 calories. Same with fries. You take this potato, remember it's smaller than this, it's 150, this is nearly 200, and you turn it into fries, same. You're about 450 to 470 calories as opposed to your 130. If you then take this potato and you turn it into potato crisps, you're up at 800 calories. So you've turned something which is high in potassium, high in fiber. Yes, it might give you a blood sugar bump, but we can deal with that by timing it, by the glycemic load of the meal. So that's what we eat it with. But we've turned something that was 130 calories into something that is 800 calories. So all potatoes are not equal, but it's not their fault. It's our fault. I hope that has been enlightening for you. I'd love to hear your comments on potatoes. How do you like to eat them best? I love the little new potatoes. I make a brilliant Mediterranean potato salad, which has olives and sun-dried tomatoes and capers through it. And I serve it cold. So it's already a small waxy potato, but then the resistant starch goes up because we're serving it cold. And that is lovely. And I love having that through the summer. For me, it's a lunchtime meal. For me, I find if I don't eat potatoes at night, I burn more fat calories overnight, which I love to do. I love burning fat while I'm asleep. It's much easier than burning fat when I'm in the gym or out walking. So that's why I choose not to eat them at night. But it doesn't mean they're bad for you or that. You have to be scared of this. Not one little bit.